Fast already. We'll start about the today work process administration part. So this is the our first administration topic, work process administration. So when you done the SAP installation, you will get the seven SAP core work process, SAP work process DV, EB, MGS, right? So dialog, update, enqueue, background work process, message server, gateway, and spool work process, right? So in this topic, we will discuss about the each and every work process, each and every work process here, right? So the first one is the dialog, dialog work process here. So dialog work process is responsible for take the user request and process the user request. Taking and process the user request, which is coming from the dispatcher. It will take the user request. This is the first work process which will interact with the user. Then it will take the request and it will process the user request in the dialog mode. In the front end mode, it will process the request here, right? So here dialog work process should be more than two, at least more than two. It will handle the request here, right? So dialog and backgrounds are more required. If any, suppose if the dialog workflows are more are required, then it will handle the more users, right? But each work process it's required the some amount of memory is required, right? So if you keep on up increasing the up to the 20, 30, 100, then system will go hung status. So you have to check the system bandwidth capacity, then you need to increase the work process, right? So dialog work process will handle the work, dialog work process will handle the user request, right? Which is coming from the, so which is coming from the, so front end, it will handle the user request here and it will process the user request as well. Okay. So the transaction codes for the work process are the work process are SM50 and SM66 here. In SM50, here we can check the so work process status, local work process status here, work process, the status. So they are the status of the work process, waiting, so running, right? So sleep, so error, so then it will go to sometimes error status, then so then hold, so then private mode. So it will go to the so multiple status here, right? So when we are busy, our status is the busy status, on call or something. When we are free, available status, same as like work process also here. So when we go for the SM50, then we can see that the status of the work process here, right? So you can log into the one of the system here, right? You can log into the one of the system. So with the DDIC or basis user basis, you can use it. You can log into the system here. We go to the SM50 transaction code. Here we can see the status of the work process here. Here we can see that the status of the work process here. So you see here the all the work process waiting. This is the type of the number of the work process. Each work process there is a number. The type DIA means dialog, BTC, UPD means update, BTC means background, spool update, right? And the process ID of the each and work process number here. Then the status is very important here, right? So if the work process are waiting status, if the work process are waiting status, it's free. Free means waiting. Waiting means it will pick up the user request. It will pick up the user request, which means when the work process are running status, then so the work process already occupied with the another user, it's already running. It's occupied with the another user. It is running status here. It is running status here. Sleep. Sleep means work process is not responding. Error. The work process is going to enter to the error status. Hold. Hold means the work process are waiting for some other free work to finish it or some other work process to complete it, something like that. So the private mode means so it's in the dangerous mode. When the work process status is showing the private mode, then your system is going to die. So which means when the work process are going to private mode means when the user went to the means when we don't have the enough memory, work process are running out of the memory, that time system it will go to the private memory, private mode here, right? So there is a memory management concept, that time you clearly understand. So what is the private memory? So this is the last memory for the system. When the work process are using the last memory, at any time system will go down. So this is the dangerous status. If the work process are in the private mode, immediately you need to identify, you need to kill the sessions or job or users, you need to cancel that one, right? That is the main important thing here. So waiting, main important thing is users are not able to log in means you need to check the status of the work process. If any one of the one dialog, at least one dialog work process in the waiting status, then you should be able to log in. If all are running status, you cannot able to log into the system work process. Why? Because all the work process are busy with the all the work process are busy with the other systems and other things here, right? So that is the reason all work process are busy with the other user request and everything here. That's why your request on the queue. Otherwise, so it's in the waiting, then it is free. If the work process are waiting status, if the work process are waiting status, this all the work process are free. Only one request is running, which means my request is running with my user and 001 client. My request is running currently here. My request is running currently here. So that is the status here. So here SM50, we can see the local work process overview, which means so the particular application server. If you have the one application server, then one application server status, it will show you the information. Here clearly it will show the information, dialog, update, how many are there total, how many are free, how many are there, how many are free, how many are there, how many are free. It will show the clearly, it will show the so information. Clearly it will show the information here, right? So this is the local work process overview. Local means specific to the one application server, specific to the one application server. Sir, as you mentioned, so if you have the more than one, in case if you have the more than one, then that time, so you can go to the SM66 is the transaction code. There we can check the work process list of the all the instances work process information. We can see it here. All the work process related information we can see it in the in the SM66 transaction code here, right? This is for all. If you have the 10 application server, each application servers, we have the dialog, background, update, spool, right? So each and every related information will be show here. Each and every related information will show here, right? So here SM50 local, SM66 is the global. Global means all. All the instances related to work process information will be displayed in the SM50. The specific to the application server, specific to the all means SM66. SM50 specific to the one application server, then SM50 is the transaction code. Here we can check the status of the work process. So if the work process status, dialog work process status is free, definitely it will pick up your user request. Here one issue, sometimes users are unable to log into your SAP system. Even though they are entering the correct parameters in the login pad, they are unable to log in, which means work process are not free. Which work process, dialog work process are not free. So you need to check the whether dialog work process are free or not. You need to check the in this way. Okay, so dialogues are responsible for take the user request and process the user request. Whatever the user is doing, he will require. So once the user is log out, then the work process will be free. Work process will be free and memory will be released here. Memory will be released here. So we can see it here. If we go to the SM04, you can see the what is the memory utilization for the active users here. We can find out here. Memory utilization for the users. We can find out what is doing and everything here, right? So SM04, right? So the local like active users list, right? SM04. So AL08, this is the all the instances related information. We can see it here, right? This is a system wide, entire system wide. How many application servers are there? all the users information we can see it here, right? SM04 only specific to the one application server, specific to the one application server here. SM04. AL08 is for the all the user system wide, all the user sessions we can see it here. System wide, all the user sessions we can see it there, right? So SM50, SM66, and SM04. So SM04. So the local means so specific application server logged on users list. Logged on. So logged on users list. So specific to app server, just only one application server. So AL08 is like a, so this is the system wide users list here. System wide users list. How many users are logged into the system with respect to the system wide, all the application servers here. This is only specific to the one application server. Same as like SM50 is only for the specific to the one application server where we have the so dispatcher, so and dialog, updates, NQ, whatever we are there on one application server, that's related information we can see it in the SM50, how the work process are behaving, and all the information we can see it in the SM50. 66 is for the all means global work process related information we can see it in the so SM66 here. So the dialog main responsibility is like a the dialog main responsibility handling the user request here. So sometimes the status will change. So waiting, sometimes running, sometimes hold, private mode, depends upon the system behavior, right? It will change it here, right? So here, suppose I want to check for any issues, the work process are the responsible for here. If the users logged into the system, he is unable to execute. Users logged into the system is slow, something is wrong, something is running from long, something related issues, the work process are responsible here. Here we can check the T1. So we can go to the administration. This is the administration. Here we can see that the work process log files here, trace files. The work process trace files are available here. If we go to the trace, then trace file display, then the trace information will show what the work process is doing here currently in the system, what exactly it is doing in the system, right? So what exactly doing, what users it handled, what is the error messages. So all the information it will be displayed here, all the error informations will be displayed in the systems here, all the so all the information will be displayed in the systems here, right? So all the information, what exactly it is doing, so what it is handling, so what the user is doing. So exactly, if you open the this work process log file, trace file, we can see the some clues why it is running from longer time, why the work process went to the error status. We can find out. Go to the administration trace. So then we can just click on the display trace file. We can also save it as the local trace here, right? You can also see the dispatcher trace file also we can see it here. Dispatcher trace file also we can see it here. How the dispatcher is handling here, right? So you can see the scroll down and see. So what is the dispatcher it is doing here? Handling the client request, handling the client request. The client is coming from the KP server host name. This is the IP address. So who is the user? Basis user logged into the system. Basis user, right? Basis user 001 client basis user, right? There is a connection error. So some network related. This is the common error. Then terminated abort malli. Work process 12 aborted. So then what is this dialog work process conversion is done, work process reconfigurations, so something is done, right? Each and every line it will be written into the here based upon the timestamp. You need to check this error log message, and we need to take it the action accordingly. We need to take the action accordingly here. Okay, this is the trace file of the work process. Suppose you want to cancel that related work process, it is running, is unable to cancel it, then go to the work process, then you can cancel the work process. You can cancel the work process here, right? So you can cancel or restart the procedures. So whatever you want, you can cancel it here. So if you cancel the work process with core, there is a dump will be generated, log will be generated the session will be disconnected here. Log will be disconnected. The session will be disconnected here. Without core means the dump will not be generated. Simply it will be cancelled status. It will be so just to work process will be reconnected. So which means whatever the session is running, the session will be disconnected. We are logging to the system, the session will be disconnected. See, work process is restarted. Then when I click on this button, see my session got logged out. Why? Because with my user, my session, I have cancelled, right? So this is also one way. So normally we can cancel it here. If you go to the work process, so SM50, suppose if you observe something is running from longer time here, see failures, one failure. Something is running from the longer time, then you want to so restrict that one. This user is running from longer time, so you are unable to cancel. The user also unable to log out. The better first of all, user is not exist, even though that is running from longer time. Then you got the go ahead approval to cancel this one. Then immediately you can select it. Then go to the administration work process and cancel, right? You want to check the log file, so you can check the log file here. So what's happening with this work process, right? So you can see we cancelled it. Then definitely the cancelled related information will be displayed here. So cancel. So you need to check at what time we have cancelled. So restarted or just control F, then find out the so cancel something like that. You can find out instead of checking this one. So you can check the log files, filter the log files here, cancel. So terminated session status is cancelled. Broke the session, cancelled. So see cancelled work process here. We have cancelled the session. So like this, the information will be showed here in the log files here. So process core process is crashed, which means we have cancelled the work process, right? So then that is cancelled. So like that, we can find out the, we can also do the some actions in the dialog. So dialogs are responsible to handle the user request and process the user request here, right? So that is the dialog related information. So suppose if I talk about the someone creating the okay. So the next one, update work process here, update, okay, update. So what is mean by update work process here? So the update work process means updating the user transaction records into DB table level, updating the DB transaction records into the DB table level here. Table level, it will update it here. It will update it here, right? So that is the yes. So updating, update the suppose in the dialog mode, user login to the system. He done the something some changes he is done some different changes, company code changes, some modeling something developers he done the some changes in the system, right? So he done the some changes in the system. So what we have to do, we need to some changes in the system. So what so that will be that should be updated into the application to DB table level, right? So why? Because so SAP is a three-tier architecture: presentation layer, application layer, and database layer here. So presentation, application, DB, right? So in the application, we have the two instances. One is the ASCS instance, the main is the application server here. This is the database. There are the tables are the database. What will be there? In the database level, there are the tables. In the form of tables, your data will be inserted into the tables level here. In the form of table level, the data will be inserted here. So here, user will connect to the system, your SAP application server via dispatcher, dialog work process will take it out here. Then, so once the user done something, some transactions, so those transaction records will be update work process will take care of the responsibility, will update the update work process transaction records into the table level will be updated by the update work process. Updating the user records into updating the user records into so DB table level will be done by the your update work process here. Your update work process here, right? Updating the transaction records into DB table level will be done by the update work process, right? So that is the one here, right? So it will check the so updates It will check the updates and it will process the updates more, so all the information. If the updates are not updating, your transaction records are not getting updated into the database level, so which means it will not so consistent, means application level something and database level something, your updates are not happening. Here in SM13 we can see the status here. If we go to the SM13 transaction code, here we can just select the, are there any failed update records are there in the last 24 hours, we have to see. Let's remove the date and click on the execute here. Then you see there the four update records are failed from the some same user, different clients in the 10th December. During the following the transaction code, some this got failed here, right? If you observe, so this got failed due to some duplicate or something, so that's fine. So then you can just try to repeat it here, right? The repeat started here. So it is gone. So it is gone. So try to repeat the updates. So it will be gone. So in case of, even though you repeated, it's not going, then you need to inform to the functional people. You need to inform to the functional people. So this I am repeating, even though it is failing, maybe because of the duplicate error or something. Why? Because the transaction already exists, but so the transaction is already exist, but again you done the something, so it's not updating, right? Then in this case you can just take the screen captures, then inform to the your functional people, so they will take care of the, so how to, they will maybe they will check it out whether the same transaction is updated, so they will try to delete the record and the first one will be progressed. So like that they will take the actions here, they will take the actions here in the systems here, right? So that is the main thing here, that is the main thing of the update records here, updating the transactions, whatever the user done the transactions, that will be updated in the database table level here, right? So that we can see it here, right? That we can failures, any failures. So as part of our regular duty, we need to log into the system. Then we need to check the SM13 is the transaction code. Here we can check the, in the last 24 hours, are there any failed update records in the system or not? Check. Nothing is failed. Then we are good. Something is failed, we have to reprocess or we have to inform to the your respective functional team. They will take care of the actions here. This is our regular duty here, right? And also SM14 update has two transaction codes here. SM13, SM14 here. You can see the SM13 and SM14. SM13 to check the, if any, to check if any failed update records in the system, we need to check it out here. So SM14 is for to check the, check to check status of, to check status of update work process is active or not, we can check it out here. So if you go to the SM14 transaction code, so the status is active here. So sometimes it will be go to the deactivated status here, due to the some system errors, due to the some inconsistency, update will go to the deactivated, or update will be deactivated by the user sometimes, right? Due to the some other unforeseen issues, he will be deactivated here, right? So when the update is deactivated, now you see update got deactivated. Then if I am trying to, suppose like I am trying to go to, let me try to, yeah, I'm trying to go to the, I'm trying to create the one user here, one transaction. I'm going to do the one transaction here, right? What I'm going to do now, let me try to create. I'm trying to create the one user again. So when I created, it will go and update into the DB table level, but it won't update. Why? Because update delayed, waiting. Why? Because what I did is here, I stopped the update work process here. I started the update records. I stopped it here. See, user updating is deactivated here. I stopped it. Then how this will, if I stop it, how this will act it here? How this will act it here? Definitely there should be a record here, right? It is processed, V1 processed, but it's not updating into the DB table level. It's not updating into the DB table level here, right? So it's not updating here. It just only it will say sometime it will wait for some time, then it will go to the error status here, right? So here they are the V1 and V1. There are the two types of update records are there. In every SAP system, there are the V1 updates and V2 update records are there. V1 and V2 updates. V1 and V2 updates here. So suppose if you go to the SM50 here, SM50 transaction code here. Here you can see so there are the two update records here, right? See here, this is not progressing. Still it is running status only. One is so V1 and V2. V1 updates and V2 updates records. See here, this is not, this is cancelled, which means it is not progressing. This is not progressing the records here. So every updates V1 and V2 reference to the here. So which means critical updates will be progressed by the V1, and so the update task 2, low priority things will be processed by the, so low priority things will be processed by the V2 here. So V2 process here, right? So a system will decide which the priority of the this one. But still, see, the transaction is still loading only here. It is not progressing. Why? Because it is update is delayed. It is waiting here. Update is delayed. It is waiting here. If you go to the SM14, you see immediately if you activate the update, then immediately you see here, this transaction will be saved here. This transaction will be saved here. Now I have activated the update, then immediately it will pick up okay, this transaction is waiting, and immediately your request will be saved into the database table level. When the request is saved into the database table level, then only you will get the message like successfully created, something like that. You will get it out here. So which means, so why it's taken some time means transaction got stuck at the system level. Why? Update is not progressing here. Update is not progressing here. Update is responsible to progress the records here. Update is responsible to progress the records here. That is the main thing here. So every update, every system we have the V1, and there are the two updates will be available, right? One is the V1 and V2. V1 is the primary, the critical updates that are affected in the some controlling functions. So the system controlling functions, V1 updates, that will be processed by the V1 work process here. V1 updates are processed in the single update work process in the system here. V2 is the non-critical updates. So that are triggered once update is V1 is completed, then V2 will take care of the non-critical updates functionalities. So that will be done by the V2 updates here. So system will take care of this one, but both will update the changes into the database level. Both will update the changes into the database level here, right? In case of update is deactivated, then now you know what will happen here, right? In case of update is deactivated, then all the transactions will get stuck into the SAP only. Even it will not progress the further steps. Everything will be saved into the system level only here. So update related things are very important. Updates are very important here. See, updates are deactivated. Updates are very, very, very important in the system. Even though if the updates got stuck in the system, then transactions, users will not able to do the any transactions. It will be delayed their transactions. So it will be delayed. Then after some time, the timeout will occur. Normally we see outside of the SAP. If I talk about, so sometimes we open the some of that website, then you are doing the transaction. So it will be slow sometimes. Slowly it will be loading. Then after some time, then you will get the timeout things, right? Similarly, why? Because the related updates are not happening into the DB table levels. Table level is not updating, right? So application to table level, the connection is not getting updated. So that is the reason your updates will get cancelled. Updates will get cancelled here, right? So updates are updating the transaction records into the DB table level. The transaction codes for the updates are SM13 and SM14. We can see the the status, and if the failures, if anything in the, we can see it here. These all are the daily monitoring related to transaction codes. Daily we need to check these transaction codes to see if any failed update records. Try to reprogress even though it is failing. Then inform to the your respective functional team. Why? Because the transactions data means they knows. So they can validate it whether this is failures because of the user already done it, or because of the SAP system issues. Then if SAP system issues means the update got deactivated. Then definitely everything will get failures, right? That is the one thing here. So then SM04, AL08, this is the users list. How many users are logged into the here? There we can check the all the information here. SM50, SM66 here, right? So that is the SM50, SM66 here. That is for the work process, that work process related transaction codes. There we can check the how many work process are there, how many are free, how many dialogues, what they are doing, and what is the status of the work process. We can find out in the SM50, SM66 here, right? So one more thing here, when you are entering the one transaction code here, SM50, then when you want to go back, then you no need to go back here. You want to go to the other transaction codes. What you can do? Just go to the /n. Then if you go to the SM04, then it will go to the another transaction codes. Then /n, then you can go to the SM12, then you can go to the another transaction codes, right? So which means you no need to always go back and execute the home screen and execute the transaction codes here. So when you are in the one transaction codes, you want to go to the other transaction modes, just in front of the transaction code, just enter the /n. /n means new, n means new window you are opening, something like that. You can open the new windows and everything here, right? If you execute the /ex, exit from the systems, your screen sessions will be exit from the systems here. That what it will happen in the systems here, right? So that is the main thing of the, so update, dialogues and update here. Okay. So and SM04, AL08, and some other transaction codes. And the one more transaction code is to check the log files here, right? Here we need to check the, so ST22. ST22 is like a ABAP runtime dumps. Runtime dumps here. ABAP runtime dumps. Then SM21. This is like a system logs. The system, whatever you are doing, each and everything will be recorded. You are deleting something, that will be recorded. You are deleting something, that will be recorded in the systems here, right? So that is the main important thing here, right? ST22 is like a ABAP runtime errors here, which means if you go to the ST22, here there is a one dump got generated. Earlier, you have cancelled the work process with core. With core, you have cancelled. With mean there is a dump got generated, runtime dumpers. So you have cancelled it. Means it signal 11, signal 11, you have cancelled the system, the process you have cancelled manually. So all the information will be displayed in this system here. So not only this cancellation in your system, if any syntax error, any program error, so anything it will be the displayed here. Anything it will be displayed here. The dump information will be displayed here. Anything it will be displayed in the systems here, right? So suppose your transaction, so suppose like system environment, in which system it got failed, then who is the user which cancelled the work process, and who is the user it got cancelled? SM50 transaction code basis user, right? 001, what is the program it is used in the backend, right? So then what happened? So how to correct the error? So this is the tree. This is the error analysis tree. Using this one, we can find out the some clues, information where it got failure, right? Source code of that program, right? So then internal. So suppose what happened here in the system. Then what I can do here? This is the manual cancel. No need to take the any action here. So someone manually killed. Killed means signal 11 they have initiated. So we got created the some dump here. So this will be it's not only just system core dump, some program errors, runtime errors, syntax errors, timeout errors, memory errors, DB errors. all will be generated in the system here. All will be generated in the systems here. If we go to the system here, so there are the many dumps. Why? Because it's a live runtime systems. Live runtime systems. They are the frequently the backend. There are the multiple codes, multiple programs will be compiled in the backend. So whenever you execute it, the program will be compiled in the backend, right? Whenever you execute the one transaction code, multiple programs, multiple backends will be executed in the system, right? So that one, so we can find out. Suppose like due to some bug fixes, due to the some errors, for program errors, you can see the some runtime errors here, right? Some runtime errors you may face it here. Then we can go to the ST22 transaction code. Here we can do the some analysis of the systems here. We can do the some analysis. So okay, this is a program error, right? So which application program, which component, right? What is the exception condition here? Right? What happened here? Program. So then the error analysis, there is a duplicate statement raised to the exception condition here, right? How to correct the error? So there is a program error. So definitely programmers means the development team. The development team can fix the this kind of errors, program error, syntax error, raise exception, uncaught exceptions, something. So suppose like DB SQL error, some memory errors, those things we can take it out here. Why? Because DBSQL means connection to the database. Then we can check the whether the connection to database is working or not. So are there any database related issues? Are there any table full overflow? This kind of investigations we can perform it. We can fix it out. First of all, you need to log into the system. You need to check what happened exactly. You need to understand the concept here, right? So system kernel error. So which means it's our related dump only. So we have to analyze it. Then what we can analyze it? This got cancelled by the user, right? Similarly, if any technical related system related errors, we can fix it out. Which are not unable to fix it out, then you can see if it is the program, then developers can take a look. Developer, functional team, and security, those people can take a look. In case of if unable to find out the root cause, then we have to we have to involve our like SAP. Maybe in the final worst case scenario, if you are also unable to fix it out, then what we can do, we can save the dump. We can save the dump into the local file. Then we can report to the SAP. SAP is our next level point of contact, right? So why? Because who is the software's vendor? They can support us in case of any errors. They can support it. Then they will do the analysis, and they will do the analysis. They will do the analysis. They will recommend the some notes, something you need to update it, something is not correct, something like that. They will send the some suggestions. Then we have to implement that suggestions and everything here. Okay, so that is the SM ST22, some ABAP runtime errors and everything. So every time we have to any system issues, system slowness. First of all, the first thing we have to come to the ST22. We need to check are there any dump runtime errors. Dumps are frequently coming. Sometimes we have the hundred, thousands, lakhs of dumps will come. So we need to observe why it is coming and everything. And also in SM21 also we can see the system logs. Just only log entries we can see it here. System log, what's happening in the my system here. So there is a time zone is incorrect here. Just scroll down and see there is here what's happening in the system, and all the information we can see it here. All the information we can see it here. So all the any errors related information in the system we can see it here. In SM21 is the transaction code. We can see the all the errors related. So some transaction cancelled related DB, some transactions cancelled by the users, right? Update was deactivated by the user who I have deleted, updated terminated, I have terminated, I have activated, I have terminated, right? So I have done it as part of the I have requested deleted, I have deleted something, right? Who is the user deleted, right? So here even I deleted, but no one don't know, but system track it. System will create a one track of record in the SM21. Whatever you do, each and everything will be whatever you do, each and everything will be recorded in the transaction cancelled, update as activated, update terminated, operation. So something like that, you see, everything stopped the work process. Then update was activated, deactivated. You done it in the front end as part of the this one. So each and everything got recorded here. See, each and everything got recorded here, right? So here we can find out what is exactly happening in my system. So as part of the troubleshooting, you will go to the ST22, you will see any runtime errors, no. Then you will go to the SM21, you will find out the some errors. So here transaction cancelled. What is this transaction cancelled? If you double click it here, the transaction has been terminated. It is caused by the application. Application is causing the transaction cancelled here, right? Due to the system mission. So there is a transaction got cancelled by the program. This is the program which is cancelling here. This is the user. This is the so transaction code. There is a BTC. There is a background work process which is causing the background work process which is causing the cancelling here, right? So each and everything is recording here. What is the work process number? Which background work process? BTC 07. So then BTC 07. Then we can go to the SM50 07 BTC. Then you can check the log files, work process log files here, trace files here, display trace here. The current you can see the so what's happening with the work process here, why it is getting cancelled. See the job, this is the jobs are getting cancelled. So see here job name is displaying here, job name, which means background work process. So what's happening in the system? So each and everything, see SM21 whatever is recorded, it's showing the information as a like a job. So some jobs are failing in the system, right? This is the next topic, SM37. We can go to the jobs and here we can see the some jobs are failing. So we can see
Hello,
the
Ravi. Yeah,
failed
yeah,
jobs.
Ravindra. Yeah,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt. Like, when can we do ABAP dumps?
above dumps.
Yes, yes.
So what is your question?
Can we can we can we delete
Above dumps, we cannot delete manually. There is a internal background job that will do the cleanup of the activities. That will delete it. Why? Because the lakhs of dumps are
like
generated yesterday, then the table will get full. Then in that case, the background job, one of the job, what it will do internally, it will run it, it will do the cleanup, which means the job will delete the these jobs which are older than 7 days, 4 days, so 1 week, whatever the threshold you mentioned. So the job will delete the above dumps, old above dumps and everything, it will be deleted.
yeah? Okay. What like standard uh, see this job?
The job
I
will
mean, like
the standard job.
7 days.
No, you want to know the job name?
Yes, yeah, it's kind of yeah. Yeah. Also,
Your voice is
uh,
very actually breaking, actually. Your voice, unable to hear clearly.
yeah. Is it fine now?
No,
Hello.
still.
Is it fine?
Yeah, yeah, now it's clear, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What is the job name and what is the frequency of the job?
Yeah, the job names and all everything will come tomorrow. Why? Because tomorrow is the background work process we are
Okay,
discussing, that will be covered. So the job name is
okay,
the ST22. There is a reorg job, ABAP dumps reorg job. We go to the so SM36. Here, if we go to the standard jobs, SAP standard jobs here, you can see the job related details. So like what exactly it will do. It will check the so it performance job, delete the or product temporary way, delete the above dumps. What is the job name? This is the above reorg background job here. So this one is the responsible for delete the old background jobs here. So this is running. This is running. This is the this job is responsible to delete the old things. Means old work old things will be deleted from this work process. So this is the job name.
okay.
Okay. So any questions?
Yeah,
Anyone?
okay.
Dialogue updates.
So one more question, like in update records also we can. I, I mean, like after 24 hours, it's automatically update clears the records, right?
No, actually. So if automatically clears the record means after 2 days user comes, my transaction is not updated, then where is my transaction means that time your something you cleared up that will be delayed, that will be create the some noise means they will escalate it. So we should not delete any update records
Okay,
until unless we have the so some approval email from the functional or development team managers, then we should not delete any update records. It's sensitive updates. Whatever the user is doing in the front end level, so it will do it. So, but this is development systems, fine, we can delete it. But it's the production systems are very important. In the production systems, people will do the orders, payments, purchase orders, sales orders. There are a lot of transactions they will do. Each and everything will update by the updates. So if you delete something, that will create a lot of noise. Sometimes we may lose the jobs as well. So carefully we need to do these activities. So that's why each if you are doing something, you are
Yeah.
deleting something, you are terminating something means you need approval. Without approval, so we cannot do anything in the systems,
Okay.
especially production systems.
Uh, what update record?
No voice still breaking.
Yeah. What is the procedure to delete like update records?
If any old update records are there, we need to inform to the respective teams via email. Then they will check and they will progress the things. If they asked us to delete it, we can delete it. Otherwise, they will delete it.
Yeah. Okay. What is the procedure to delete steps? I mean, like, can you
Delete the
show
steps.
us?
What
Yes,
steps?
yes. Deleting steps. I
Update
mean, like
steps.
update records. How to
Update
delete an
records,
update
or
record?
maybe
Yeah.
if you go to the SM13, maybe if you see or not, just check the. So just find out the old updates or anything. Just select it. There is a delete button. The records will be deleted. If you delete it, the record will be deleted.
Oh,
So
oh,
nothing will be found now, all empty. So should be the screen status. If something found, so fine, 1 or 2 days, fine. So we can inform that they will take care of. So even though they confirmed that it's already duplicate transactions, the user already the transaction got updated, you just delete it from our side means we can delete it. So otherwise they will select it and they will take care of the deletion part and everything sometimes. That is the organization's things.
yeah.
Any other questions? Anyone?
Ravinder, like in SM that 14 T code,
Yes. Some
beside administration, there are many options. So, like here, parameter, server groups. Like in
and
which
all the you
case we
can
will
ignore
use.
now. This and all the server. What is the server? Which application server? What is the group
Okay.
you created? So there is no group here. So then parameters, the updates related parameters, and there is a separate concept, parameters and profiles. That time it will come. So just only
Oh,
concentrate whatever what is the use of the SM14 means just only to check the status here. In case of it is deactivated, you can come and activate it. That's it.
okay. And one more doubt. If client is asking for user list, like which T code we can use, like AL08 or AL16?
So you can check the AL08. Why? Because so if you have the multiple application servers, the everything will be recorded in this list here. So what are the users list of users are currently logged in? Then you can just copy to the local your local one of the list your local notepad or wordpad. So that will be displayed here. Users
Okay. And when we will use like AL16?
AL16. What is that? AL16. 16. AL16 is not exist, right? Ah, I did not tell AL16. Any other questions, anyone? SM04 and AL08
Oh,
are the transaction codes for the updates.
Hi, Ravindra.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, just want to know if there is requirement, I need to stop this work process from Linux server or MMC. How we can do that? Like we can see the work process from there as well.
Yeah, if it is MMC, then you can stop, go to the MMC and select the respective work process and you can stop it. Right click and you can terminate it. Just open this one. just only then right click, then all the tasks and kill, just that will be cancelled status. Normally we won't do it from here actually. So if we want to do this one, we have to do it from the SM50. You can do that one. Why? Because you have the anyway access. Then go to the SM50. Then select the which work process you want to cancel. Select it. Then go to the work process cancel. So you can do that one.
Okay, and how to do this same in Linux server? Like here we can see the processes which are active.
So why we want to do it in the Linux level now? So Linux level, you need to use the commands. If you are perfect with the commands, then what you have to do, you need to check the, so what is the process ID for the, what is the process ID for this one? What is the process ID for the this work process? 8260. So right, then you need to use the, so kill -9, then 8260, kill -9 8260, then that will be killed status. Okay, we can cancel like this. Kill -9 command we can use at operating system level.
Like it was showing in MMC that processes are available. Same way we can see in Linux also, correct?
There is no MMC for the Linux systems, but we can add the Linux systems into the MMC as well. We can add it. Yeah, it will show same thing like that only. Yes. So wherever in which environment SAP is installed, either Windows or Linux, only operating system is different. But the screen, the front end screens are common. The SAP system you are logging to the, that is common screens. There is no differences. Either it is installed on the Windows or Linux. You are not connecting to the operating system. You are connecting to the SAP through logon pad. So it will be common. There
So
is no difference.
so whatever transaction you did in the GUI, right? So can we perform that at the Linux level
No,
instead of transaction code?
no.
We can't see how many user log in the system from the Linux side.
You are doing in the SAP level, so then no, there is no nothing to check in the SAP level to the Linux level to check it out. How many users are logged in? Only SAP level you are doing means SAP level you have the some transaction code to check the so related informations and everything. That's it. But
So
SAP is running on the Linux level means it's, you cannot everything you cannot operate from the Linux level. Just only Linux level transaction code to check the Linux level how many users are logged in. Linux level, what is the CPU utilization, memory utilization, those things you can check it out, but not the applications related things in the Linux level.
okay, suppose our GUI not opening or some crash happen or something, then there is no alternative way to troubleshoot that issue at the server side, means Linux or Windows.
Linux level, there is a SAP related file systems are there. Those we can go to the log files. There we have to check it out.
We are covering that, right, in the future.
We are covering in the upcoming, yeah, file systems.
Okay.
You can, sir, I have one doubt. If you can cancel that work process in with core, right? After that, dump is generated. In that category, it is showing core dumped, some error. Then
Right.
how can you know that, right? There in that year in that information, we can't find this is executed because user has manually terminated the work process. There we can't see that information, right?
Now,
Then how can you?
your own language information you cannot see. Just only it will say system got signaled. System got signaled. Signal means here. Signal means in the SAP in language. Signal means signal. Signal means for cancel. Signal means someone signal. Signal means so someone initiated the stopping or someone initiated the canceling procedure. Signal. Signal means in the system language, it will dump like signal, stop signal occurred. Means someone stopped the, someone cancelled the, someone did something in the signal. That's why signal occurred. So work process got cancelled, the dump got generated. It
If
will not
you
the
can,
user friendly error messages sometimes. So you need to understand the So why it got occurred, and you need to understand this concept. Based upon the experience, you will come to know all those things.
Yeah, if you cancelled without code, then
There is no
nothing.
dump will be generated. If
Then
dump
which
is
is
not
the
generating, then we cannot troubleshoot it further, right? Sometimes we may have to troubleshoot it. Why this running from longer time? Even though user is executed, we need to troubleshoot it the dump. Suppose SAP is required, yes, we need so SAP required some logs. So then, so we need to stop. We need to cancel with the core. Dump will be this dump. We have to send to the SAP. SAP will do the investigations.
in real time, which is the suggestible approach to cancel work
That
process?
depends. It's not one suggestible approach. That depends upon the scenario. Everything is not real time, like something which I suggested, which I my favorite canceller without core. So if the something is required, the investigation from SAP or your side, then you need to cancel with the core. It's not required to investigation. It's just approval only. Then we can just cancel it. That's it without core. It
Okay.
depends upon the situation.
Okay.
Okay.